Ryan Fitzpatrick. The man is the stuff of legends, be that because he's a meme due to his play being either FitzMagic or FitzTragic, or the beard, or the fact that he's been on so many different teams. He's fairly beloved, I'd say, by the average NFL fan. And he added another, chapter to his legacy when he helped the Miami Dolphins defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 26-25 on Saturday night and position the Dolphins very well in terms of making the playoffs at the end of this season. See, Ryan Fitzpatrick may actually be a wizard. He somehow came back from a few scores down to lead them to a victory, replacing Tua, who, as a Dolphins fan, I was a bit disappointed to see that Tua was being benched. I kind of felt like, okay, he's struggling. The game isn't going quite his way. Maybe you just roll with him. He's a rookie. He needs to learn. But I will say, after having a day of thinking on it, I am quite happy that the Dolphins won, put themselves in a position to make the playoffs, and Tua was already named the starter for the next game. So if you didn't see how this ended, the Dolphins were trailing 23-25. They got the ball on their own 25-yard line after the Raiders kicked a field goal to put them up. And there were only 19 seconds left. And at that point, it really did seem fairly bleak for the Dolphins. They had fought hard all game once Fitzpatrick had replaced Tua, who had gone 17 for 22 for 94 yards and a touchdown, but if we're being honest, was pretty ineffective and wasn't able to drive the ball down the field, be that his own decision-making or them not opening the playbook enough for him. So Fitzpatrick comes in, he throws a touchdown, which was really like a 7-yard slant to Myles Gaskins, who made an amazing play, turned it upfield, scored. But at this point of the game, with 19 seconds left, things looked dire. So Fitzpatrick goes back to pass. He sees Mac Hollins, who had dropped an easy touchdown earlier in the game, goes to unload. As he does so, his face mask is grabbed and just wrenched to the side. People were saying it was like he was looking out his ear hole, which I don't think is entirely inaccurate if you look at the clip. Mac Hollins makes a great catch on the sideline, falls out of bounds. They're at the Raiders 41. They're able to get 15 more yards with the face mask penalty. So they're at the 26. They run one more play to burn clock, where Fitzpatrick rolls out and just throws the ball away. Then they have Jason Sanders, one of the best kickers in the league, come out, kick a field goal from 44 yards, put them up. They kick it off. The Raiders try to throw it around. Doesn't work. They fumble. Dolphins recover. Game over. Raiders eliminated from playoff contention. And the Dolphins are in a really good spot. So as I said earlier, I wasn't a huge fan of Flores benching Tua in that moment. Again, I kind of thought, hey, you got to roll with him. He needs to learn. But that's why I'm not an NFL coach, and also why Brian Flores has, the biggest balls of any NFL coach in the league right now. He's not afraid to make decisions that on the surface seem questionable, but he knows he has the locker room in a way that him replacing Tua, he won't lose them. They'll support him regardless, and that makes sense. I mean, as an NFL player, I'm sure all you really care about is winning, and if in that moment Fitzpatrick provided the Dolphins a better chance to win, and I would say he did, then you have to go with Fitzpatrick. There's a similar situation in Denver earlier in the year where Tua was playing very ineffectively. Fitzpatrick came in, almost tied them up. They did throw an interception, so it's more of the FitzTragic side of it to end that game. But this game, it all worked out, and they really put themselves in a good position going forward. If they win, they're in. Even if they lose, if one of the other teams, Ravens, Colts, Browns, also lose, they're in because they own tiebreakers over those teams. And the future in general looks very bright. And I would say this, more than anything, shows why Brian Flores should be heavily considered as the Coach of the Year candidate. Especially when you consider how poor they were last year. They started off, 0-7, finished 5-11, which was a great 5-4 finish to the season. And since then, he's gone 10-5. So in that sense, he's 15-9 over his last 24. When they were being called the worst team ever, they were having former players say that the league should investigate them for tanking, for putting players at risk. I just can't speak highly enough of Brian Flores and Chris Greer and everything they've done to improve the Dolphins. And as a Dolphins fan, I'm extremely excited to see where it goes from here. And yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this, let me know. If you're a Dolphins fan, let me know what your thoughts are on that insane ending. Let me know if you think it's even more insane than the Miami Miracle, where the Dolphins beat the Patriots a few years ago. And let's hope that they're able to actually build off this miraculous ending, unlike the Miami Miracle, where they had to win the last 2 games to get in and they lost both of them, which is very disappointing. All right, let's move on to Dwayne Haskins. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch the full episode, it will be out at the end of the week or on podcast services, link in the description down below. And if you liked this, maybe subscribe. We're a new channel. We could definitely use it. And if you're into nerdy news or gaming, why don't you check out our main channel, Wicked Good Everything. We'll see you all in the next one.